watched Harry Potter kill Lord Voldemort and Frodo rid himself of the Ring of Power at Mount Doom, I could do little but sink further into the plush comfort of my chair as the intense desire to be a chosen hero overcame me, paired with the crippling situations that the real world throws at heroes these days. One thing I know, the storybook hero will never be permitted to exist in this realm because it takes so much more than throwing a ring into the fires of Mount Doom to solve an increasing unemployment rate. It takes more than the obliteration of one single being who manifests all that is evil in the world to keep millions of people safe from gun violence, because I spent year upon year lying in bed with the same question replaying itself over and over in my head. Can one make a tangible difference with Horcrux after Horcrux after Horcrux, and genocide after war, after starvation, after cancer, after dictators, after racism, after sexism, plaguing the earth, constantly telling myself that the answer was a solid no. But as time passes, experiences are had and lessons are learned, and knowledge is power. Let me tell you something that I learned in science class but didn't pay attention to until the walls of my existence started growing thinner and thinner. We are nothing but a dewdrop, an infinitesimal part of a floating ball that is an infinitesimal part of an expansive galaxy, that is an infinitesimal part of a great universe, that is perhaps an infinitesimal part of an infinite multiverse. If all of this is true, then I myself must be a universe. And so are the human beings passing to my left and my right. And if I play it right, my small actions in my small universe may affect thousands of infinitesimal particles in space in an infinitesimal way. Because, to return to the earlier sci-fi fantasy theme, there are millions of mini Mount Dooms waiting for me to throw my ring in with decisive force, to acknowledge the potential energy held in the muscles of my arm. The energy begins to buzz in my shoulder socket, tingling down the nerve endings of my arm, causing a twitch in my fingers, a twitch too aggressively noticeable to ignore, a twitch that turns into a shake, and a shake that turns into a movement, and a movement that turns into an action, the action of a hand reaching out to another, and the force of a shake that jolts another hand into a flurry of twitches and manifests itself into an explosive kinetic burst. A kinetic burst that is made up of a personal passion, one that is not certain of its future or its practical function in the American workplace, a passion that focuses in on the singular Mount Dooms of each infinitesimal dewdrop, of each unending universe, because if I can look at Mary Smith and somehow validate her feelings of significance, then I have saved the potential energy of Patricia Smith and Claire Smith and John Smith. And if I can provoke John Johnson's arm to raise itself high by wrapping the fingers of my own communicative force around his forearm, then I have accessed the kinetic energy of John Johnson and the thousands of others that he has access to. Because ultimately, this sounds illogical given the state of a singular person in the universe, but given the state of the universe, it's the most logical thing that a person can do.